Good morning. Happy Monday. Daniel Medina, my home group, Live to Give team. How is everybody today? I wanted to talk today about something that I'm starting to see in the market again, and it can kind of be a tricky situation, especially if you're a buyer looking for that perfect property. We are starting to see multiple bids again in certain price points and certain products for sure. So this is all part of the course. I was watching somebody else's video the other day, and they talked about some of the things that they would avoid as a buyer, and one of those was picking the shiniest bike in the on the rack, right? So in your price point and in your the product that you're looking for, sometimes will be one home that has just been dialed into the max. It's got all the upgrades, the landscaping is on point, the staging is phenomenal, and all with the desired effect of creating more desire for that home. So what happens is a lot of times buyers will get very excited about this home from more than one group of people. So what happens then is you have a bidding war, which is exactly what the listing agent wants to do, because he wants to or she wants to get the most amount of money for their client as possible. Then this leads to one winner. Only one person can buy the home in this reality, and several other disappointed parties. So what a good agent wants to do is set realistic expectations and help kind of offer a little bit of a bouncing pad as you fall sometimes during this process. So for sure, try not to pick the shiniest bike on the rack unless you're the shiniest bike on the rack kind of budget. I always encourage people, and for sure, I saw a post on Facebook today, somebody talking about doing their yard and how they had procrastinated by overthinking, and finally just rolled up their sleeves and got started, and then they were very happy that they did. We can get into a paralysis by analysis kind of mode, especially with such a huge decision. The reality is that whatever home you pick, if you pour your heart, love, art, furniture, memories, family into this house, it will become a home. As well as you care for it, nurture it, maintain it over the years, it will give back to you for many years to come. For sure. There's no issue that is non-repairable. There are for sure deal breakers. So I have a very nice couple from Alaska right now. We are looking in Apache Junction, and we are starting to encounter the type of product that they're looking for, which is land with mountain views. Is for sure been a trend. I do work Apache Junction quite a bit. I am partnered with Zillow to help people in that area, and I like Apache Junction. I do live in Glendale, and that's an hour drive. So I do offer. Well, I will request that we at least view more than one home when I go out to visit you. And in other news, this is what we want to do. We want to have some kind of flexibility with what your product is, especially if you're not afraid to do some work on the home, which this couple isn't. The other thing that I try to do whenever we identify a property is for sure we want to have our ducks in a row, because we don't want to be scrambling with pre-qualification letters last minute as we're trying to come in saying that we're a strong, prepared buyer for this home. The other thing I try to do is I try to get into relationship with the listing agent as much as possible. I try to communicate that I'm going to be Johnny on the spot. I'm going to be communicative. I have a transaction coordinator. I have a team. I am a professional that is going to do everything within my power to close this home on time, if not early. And then be a professional during that process. Courteous, honest, and still represent my client. One of my last deals in Mesa, the listing agent actually made the comment that he was amazed about how professional I was, but yet was fighting tooth and nail for my client. You can do both. You don't have to be a distasteful character to fight for your client to the other parties. You can be courteous, professional, communicative, and still fight honestly for the best deal for your clients. So I try to partner up, elbow to elbow, arm to arm, Facebook to Facebook with the listing agent. I also like to make sure that my lender communicates and reaches out, and make sure that the lender is also answering any questions and also communicating that we are strong and prepared buyer. I also like to find out if there's anything else beyond price that the listing agent that the sellers are looking for. Are they looking for a lease back? Would they like anything, there's all kinds of scenarios, right? Sometimes price is not the only piece that is most important to people. For sure it's important, but other times. So I want to find out what other pieces are important to the seller, and then I'll draft that into the offer. Oftentimes I'll just ask the seller, what is it going to take to get this done? And if they let me know and I say, if I can do that, can we lock this down? So then I'm locking the deal down without the use of counter offers, multiple counters, time, etc., etc. Now, sometimes for sure you'll get a listing agent that is non-communicative, very distant, doesn't want to communicate. The seller's not looking for anything other than price. Some listing agents don't even communicate with you. You have to go to websites and look at lists and pull forms, and so for some deals it's become a very I would say kind of a clinical transaction, more of like getting tags at the DMV. So there's processes, there's forms, there's websites. So a lot of the kind of the handshake to handshake is gone. So I do the best I can. I do the best I can, trust me. What else do I ask for? Those are the big ones. Just try to find out the most I can about the seller, what the seller wants, and then if I can, partner that up with what my buyer is able to do. The letters that were being used for some time, I don't know how effective that is. For sure, what the buyer is looking for after he sells, if there's anything that we can help with on that end. We're just looking to we're looking just to kill them with kindness, professionalism, ability, and present the strongest foot forward that we can, and then deliver. So, and if we're also letting the client know that we might have to write a couple offers before we get to the next step with this. So, one of the things I communicated to this couple this morning was that I was going to go preview some homes without them, so I can kind of fly through these quicker. I know what they're looking for, and I can go through and kind of pick out the cream of the cream and the pieces that are going to be most appealing to these people. And then we can, from that, based on the boots on the ground work I've done, kind of look at the cream of the crop, the best of the best. And a lot of people don't know, but you can also offer on properties that you haven't visited. If everything else falls into place, you know the location, you've seen the property from the outside, you haven't seen the inside, but you've seen the pictures, we can offer on the home. And we'll go there. I'll go there same day, take video. So, and we can also, I'll share that for another video. Thank you for joining. If you found value, please subscribe. I'm not looking to be making income from YouTube, but I will say this. I am looking to grow my sphere. I'm looking to provide more service, and I'm looking to provide harder hitting, important, relevant information, no matter if you're shopping for a mobile home, if you're shopping for $1 million home, or if you're shopping for some land for mom and to build on at a later date. So from A to Z, since 2001, Daniel Medina, Live to Give team. We're going to do some awesome numbers this year. We're going to help a lot of people. I hope you're one of them. How about that? Have a blessed day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.